G'day Internet, and welcome to my channel, Aussie Walkabout PH. Today is a short introductory video. This is the first video for my channel, and today I will just talk to you briefly about what my channel is going to be about. So currently I live in Sydney. It's just at the start of June 2026, and I intend to move to the Philippines in October of 2026 and retire there. So the purpose of this channel is to document my journey from Sydney to the Philippines and the things that I need to do to make that happen, I guess. So I know there's a lot of content creators that talk about these types of things and cover these issues, but generally they're American or Canadian or European. There's not really much from the Australian perspective. So this channel will talk about Australian issues and what Australians need to do to set themselves up to move to the Philippines. And I think this content will also be suitable or helpful to people that are looking to move to other countries that don't have bilateral arrangements with Australia. So these issues are going to be common to anybody that's looking to move overseas, and you know, in my specific case it'll be about going to the Philippines. So some of the subjects or the topics that I will cover will be about Centrelink and Medicare, what moving out of Australia, what effect that has on your pension, on any Centrelink payments, and on your Medicare status once you leave Australia, and you know, maybe dispel some of the myths that are out there in relation to those particular things. We'll also look at banking. I'll do a video on banking and how we are best able to move money on a regular basis from Australian banks to overseas, particularly you know, particularly when you first move over to another country. You know, there's going to be some largish outlays in getting yourself set up, some big expenditures, I guess, setting yourself up. So, you know, with the way Australian banks are at the moment and the anti-money laundering issues that the Australian government has in place, that can be a little bit tricky, I guess, at the moment. So, you know, I'll talk to the banks and find out where we stand in terms of moving our money overseas on a regular basis and being away for extended periods of time, and how they will treat that. We'll also look at health insurance, if there's an affordable health insurance option for Australians that are living overseas, in particularly in Southeast Asian countries, and see, you know, what our options are there. I know the Philippines has PhilHealth, which covers expats in certain circumstances. It doesn't cover all expats, but you know, we'll look at those options as well as the Australian-based options that are here. So the other thing that we'll look at will be visas. I intend to retire there, so once I arrive in the Philippines, I will apply for a SRRV, or a Special Resident Retirement Visa, which will allow me to stay in the Philippines on a longer term basis, without having all the check-ins that with the Bureau of Immigration that other visa holders will have, and it will enable me to come and go from the Philippines as often as I like, more or less. There are fees attached to that, and the one thing that I have discovered about the SRRV, without getting into it too much, because I will talk about that at another time, is that you have to be in the Philippines to apply for the SRRV, and you must remain in the Philippines while that approval process is going through. So you can't go over there and put in your application and then come back to Australia and wait for your approval. You must be in the Philippines through that entire process. And there are deposits that have to be made into approved banks in the Philippines, but they vary on depending on the type of visa. But again, we'll talk about that in another video later on when I'll start talking about that process and what needs to happen. And there are quite a few things around that visa and other visas as well. Once I'm in the Philippines, we'll go through the journey of setting myself up and the things that I need to get and things that I need to replace, because obviously I can't take everything with me, and I'll take the necessities and then buy other things that I need once I'm there. So we'll go through that process. You can follow me along with that, and then once I'm settled and got myself all set up, then seems like the helicopters are coming to pay us a visit. Once I've got myself all set up, then I intend to travel and explore as much of the Philippines as I can. So I hope you will come along with me on that journey and have a look at all the wonders of the Philippines. It really is a beautiful country, and every island is different. Every island has different scenery, different culture, often a different language in terms of local dialects and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to taking you on my journey around the Philippines and showing you everything that the Philippines has to offer. But as I said, there's a few months now before I need to go, about 4 months before I intend to leave. In that time, I'll address those things that I mentioned earlier. If there's anything else that you would like me to cover or find out about and make a video on, then send me an email to aussiewalkaboutph@gmail.com. I'll put that email in the description as well. So any questions that you've got, send me an email, and I'll do my best to find the information and get it out to you. So thanks for coming along today. Thank you for tuning in, for those who have, and I'll hope to keep you all entertained with my journey and my travels. So we'll finish that one today. Hanggang sa muli. Bye now.